Alright, hello everybody. Today I'm going to be piloting a potential project I've had in mind for a while about reviewing and showcasing plugins and mods from the mod archive. There aren't really any videos or write-ups out there that showcase individual plugins or mods. The best you can find is just top 5 lists, usually about the same add-ons. If they don't actively hate making this video and it's received well, I'll likely end up doing more. But as for today though, we're going to be taking a look at simple tweaks. I was told to do this by some people. I was told not to do it by other people because it's got 5 million downloads. You know, everybody knows how it works, but I can guarantee half the users don't know how it works. When I was making this video, I found even more things that I didn't know were in this plugin. Now for simple tweaks, this may be the biggest liar on Installment because it's anything other than simple. I don't know if any other plugin covers the amount of shit that this one does. The settings page goes on and on and on. It's mostly quality of life stuff that should really be in the game already. When Installment goes down for an update for 7.0, 7.1, just about everything that I miss is from this plugin. I'm sure many people have heard of this one before, but it constantly gets updated with new stuff and has things that you miss the first 3 passes you go through it, just because there's so much information. I'm not going to be able to cover every single tweak, or this video would just go on for an extremely long amount of time, and I'd just be saying things that I'm not qualified for because I don't use every single setting in here. I don't know what a lot of them do. So I'm just going to be going over the ones that are most useful to me, most useful to other people that I know that does it. So let's go ahead and jump into the chat section. First tweak here, we've got case and sensitive text commands. It's a super useful addition. There used to be a standalone plugin that did this exact same thing. It never updated for me. I didn't get to use it for a while. I jumped in to make this video, and then I saw it was now part of Simple Tweaks. Super happy about it. As a normal user, you might not have too many uses for this, but if you end up getting a lot of plugins with a lot of chat features, it's great to use all those. In case you can't understand quite exactly what this does, you can now write your command in all caps, and the game will still recognize it. Originally, if you typed something like /PvP profile in all caps, the game would not recognize that command. Now it will. Next we've got chat name colors. I've had this setting on as long as I've used Simple Tweaks for. It's continually freshened up my chat. So what this one does is gives every single player a random colored name to help you differentiate them. You notice this mostly in hub areas where you have a bunch of people spamming chat like Limza. So you also get it in places like hunts. You can have player specific names for obviously for specific players, your friends, people you know, hunt conductors, so you'll always be able to notice them in a specific color that you give them wherever you go. Alright, next one here, clickable links in chat. It's pretty obvious, you can read, you can guess what it does. Any links in chat, you'll be able to click on them. So somebody puts a funny image there in raid time, you'll be able to click on it. Any discords you want to join, if they link it, you can just join them right there. You don't have to copy and paste it, put it in Google anymore. Super useful, super nice. Alright, and here we've got the custom timestamp format. So if you're a fan of any other timestamp format, this is obviously for you. You're going to be able to change it. You can do regular time, you can do military time, you can have the seconds display, you can even change the color of what the timestamp is. Default's to white. I prefer mine a little bit darker, I do a gray. It's nice to be able to actually change this and do whatever you're more custom with. I know a lot of people like military time. Alright, here's a really big one. Disable chat movement. Bless this option. If you ever accidentally dragged your chat in a raid, or just as an accident because our wonderful overlord Square Enix's code doesn't let us, well now you can lock it. Now you've just got to remember you locked it, because whenever you want to go to move it, and you can't, well you've got to remember what plugin locked it. And then if you've got 60 plugins or more like I do, it's pretty hard to remember, and that's a lot to go through. This one here, we've got Echo Party Finder. So this will give you the Party Finder description again when you join the party in your chat, just in case you didn't read it the first time and you're joining in a product point that you're not at, or one that's way behind where you are at. This will save you a lot of time. You're not going to be sitting in Party Finder for 20 minutes waiting for it to fill, only for your party to get into the instance, and you're doing an ass backwards EU strat you didn't expect to be running. Alright, this one is hide chat automatically. This is another great one, but it really depends on you and your playstyle. Obviously it does what it says. Unless you're typing, the chat's going to be hidden all the time. So if you're anal about an immersive HUD, or you need free screen space for some reason, this is definitely the one for you. Moving on here, we've got improved chat font size. It's fantastic for people who want resized font. It allows you to change the size individually for each chat tab that you have. So if you need one to get information quickly, you can have a very very large font, and you can leave the other ones at their normal size if you want. Alright, we've got a super quick, super easy one. We've got rename chat tab. So if you've done any editing to the general tab, the battle tab, or if you even haven't edited at all and just want to give it a funny name, this one will let you rename those. Alright, here's a really nice one. Smart auto scroll. So think of Twitch chat. It's like a Twitch chat add-on. It makes where you just scroll up in your chat, no new messages will continue to push things up, and it forces you to continually scroll up to read what you're trying to read. Alright, here's one called Sticky Chat. It's a great change for people from other MMOs that are used to this type of style chat. If you're in your FC chat and you want to say hello in the party in the roulette you just joined, you have to type /P to change to party and then hello, or /P hello, and that will keep you in your FC chat. This fixes it so typing that /P hello will change it to party chat after you're done saying it. Overall, Simple Tweaks has 21 different tweaks just for the chat tab alone. You normally don't get that many options in any plugin. Let's go ahead and jump over and look at some commands. Next up on the chopping block here, we've got the dismiss minion command. As far as I know, the only way to dismiss a minion is to summon the same one again, which involves opening the minion window, searching for the one that you have out, and summon it again. This lets you set a custom command that lets you type it out and will just immediately dismiss the minion. Alright, the only other command here I want to cover is the leave duty command. So just like the minion one, you can put in a custom command to immediately bail out of a duty after you've been trapped for 20 minutes and you're ready to go. Honestly, there are plenty of valid and useful commands on Simple Tweaks in this tab, but they're so basic to talk about, they just do what's on the tooltip. I don't really need to talk about them. I also don't use that many, so I don't feel qualified to talk about them. But what I will include is nearly the entire quality of life tab. Here we've got the disable mount music volume change. I personally play with mount music off, but I have friends that play with it on. And this is great because why would you want your music to stop just because you're not moving anymore? This one here is one of the original reasons that I got Simple Tweaks. Disable title screen movie. You can AFK on the main menu for 20 hours and not have the cutscene constantly play anymore. You used to walk away for 2 minutes and you'd come back to a cutscene. Here we go with sync crafter bars. So you can set up your crafting bar on one class and then select which hotbars will be identical on all of the other crafter classes. All of the classes share the exact same skills, but they just have a different icon on them and a different name. So what this does is just put them in the same place, saving you the hassle of trying to put all of the same skills in the same spot for every class. Lastly, there's sync gather bars. It does the exact same thing as the sync crafter bars, just for gatherers. So we're going to go ahead and jump from the quality of life settings over into the tooltips app settings now. And starting off this new tab, we've got extra information for tooltips. So what this does, it'll let you select what you want to see out of the options here. So whether it's part of a gear set, whether it's craftable, how many guild seals it's worth. I'm a big fan of the guild seals edition. The others are nice, but not really necessary for me. This one is Improved Blue Mage Action Tooltip. It's a fantastic quality of life edition with a fancy little JPEG to show you what it does. As you can see, it neatly displays the type, aspect, and rank right there in the skill. This is very useful for doing Carnival Challenge where you need a specific aspect. Alright, this one is a big one. It's item hotkeys. You can choose which of these options you want to enable, like you can copy the item name, you can open the crafting window for it, it can take you to team craft, and a myriad of other options. You can customize the keybinds to be the exact ones that you want. It displays a nifty little tooltip when you mouse over an item to remind you what those keybinds are. You can also disable that little tooltip if you don't like it. It's an amazing addition, even if it takes a little bit of time to get used to it. Materia stats is one of those options that should really just be in the base game. So what it does, it'll display the added materia stats into the main stats, so you don't need to add things together to calculator to see if your new gear is worth it. You'll finally be able to see if your new crafting gear is better than your pentamelted old gear. So I'm going to bundle these two together. They do the exact same thing. Preview unlockable items and show painting preview. They give you a preview of the item when you mouse over it. So for the unlockable items one, it's like it'll show you what the mount looks like. It'll show you what hairstyles look like. And the painting one is just, you know, a nice picture of the painting without having to Google it to see what it looks like. Again, something else that's true in the base game we've got here, show collectible rewards. It'll show you the script amount you're going to get when you turn in it, when you mouse over a craftable or gatherable item. Another one in the same vein of the material one, show expected food and potion stats. It's great for raiders. It'll show the actual effects of the protein powder that you're shoving down your mouth every 30 minutes to keep wiping on phase 2 in Party Finder. You know how when you mouse over an item you've glammed and the name keeps flashing between the two items? Show glamour or an item name will give it some riddle and keep it calmed down. It just displays both names at once, so it doesn't have to keep flashing. With this one, we've got simplified equipment display. It took me a bit of testing before, but I believe this removes the AR jobs from equipment displays when hovering over them if you have their job still unlocked. So if you have White Mage, it won't list Conjurer, but if you don't have Bard, it will still say Archer. Big theme here of things that should be in the game already: track faded orchestration rolls. Give a check mark on faded orchestration rolls if you've collected what crafts into already, requiring you less guesswork and less things you have to look up. Last one we've got here is the track gotcha items. This is track things like triple triad card packs or the loot boxes from green companies, and display a check mark if you already have collected everything from them. Overall, the tooltip section has some really great additions to the game that the devs need to get the shit together and make into the base game. Let's pivot over and check out the UI section. Adjust equipment positions is great if you have OCD. It fixes the whack looking UI of your equip screen by moving the offhand weapon to an actual offhand slot, making things fit together nicer. Using the world visit feature is kind of a hassle sometimes. A cleaner world visit list fixes that. It clears the fat out, makes it easier to see which worlds you're on and which ones you want to go to. Colored duty roulette names will let you color your daily roulettes green or red, or you can change the colors to whichever you prefer, based on whether you've done them yet. It's perfect to go along with the daily duty plugin. Custom Free Company tags may say Free Company, but you can also edit Traveler and Wanderer titles. Essentially letting you add flavor text or goofy names. If there's a specific FC in your world that you don't like, you can change their name to something funny. Extended Descent window will show you your skill gain and the optimal level to descent an item to get the most rewards from it. The biggest part of it, however, is you can prevent yourself from descenting something that's part of a gear set, so you can't get rid of something that had a little bit of importance to you. Alright, let's group up and rapid fire a couple here. We've got fast item search. It fixes the abysmal search speed from the market board in your crafting log. Hide experience bar at max level, 80% of the expansion, you're at max level anyway, you don't need to keep seeing it. Remove quest marker limit. The map can't display more than 5 quests, even if you're allowed to have 30 at a time. This fixes that. Target HP shows the target's actual full HP in numbers instead of a percentage like other games do. Lastly, time until GP max gives you a countdown timer next to your GP when you're gathering to tell you when you'll be full again. Improved Duty Finder settings is one of those that you forget's not part of the base game after you turn on. It displays the settings from the Duty Finder on top as buttons, so it's a lot easier to click on what you want. Label submarine destination with letters. A lot of you might not use submarines, but for those of you who do, have you ever heard of a specific route like OJ, or any other mix of letters like AGE? Unless you're staring at the submarine map, you don't know which one is which. With this setting on, it'll display the letter next to the destination when you click it. Renamed Free Company Chest allows you to sort your Free Company Chest tabs into whatever you want. Of course, you can do that with the default 1, 2, 3, but writing out crafting materials, consumables, just feels so much better. We have 2 combat focus ones here. Shield on HP bar shows a shield on your HP bar and the party list. It's helpful to judge what you can face tank for more uptime. There's also target cast bar cooldown. It gives you an actual timer on enemies' cast bars instead of just the bar. Last one I want to cover here is timer on duty warning. It'll show the countdown until somebody inevitably fails to ready up for your DPS roulette, send you back to another 5 to 15 minute queue hell. The UI tab has plenty of settings that I like or would recommend that you try out, but I didn't include them because there are just so many that I can't fit into this video. Last thing I'm going to do is check out the other tab. There's only a few options in here. Let's go. The first one here I'm pretty dumb for. I closed my game trying to get footage for. Alt F4. You didn't know this isn't enabled by default, but I'll tell you when you turn it on it sure is. Duty ready class switching gives you a button to swap to your class if you've queued for a duty and you've swapped to another one. Island Sanctuary Sprint Replacer will replace the sprint that you have on your hotbar with the sprint from Island Sanctuary for your convenience. You don't have to keep clicking the one in the middle of your screen anymore. And the absolute very last one is the Open Commendation window. Automatically opens the comm window after you finish the duty so you can quickly give it to somebody for your challenge log. It gives you bonus XP for commending people. That was a semi-quick and fair overview of Simple Tweaks. I think it really goes to show you how much is actually missing from the base game. Simple Tweaks has been running to my knowledge for over 4 years, and that's plenty of time to see how the players like the additions it adds, and yet the devs haven't given us nearly enough of the tweaks. Overall, with the breadth that this plugin covers, it's probably my highest rated plugin at a 10 out of 10. Doing so many things, you can't really ask any more out of it. If you like this style of video and like to see more, I'd appreciate feedback. Simple Tweaks might be the longest and most difficult plugin to cover because of the amount of tweaks it makes. Thank you so much for watching.